What up? Welcome back to the Semi-Crow Film Club.
Oh!
Today we watched The Crow 2, City of Angels. As usual, I'm Daniel Savage. With me, I have my regular co-host Dalton Barrett, and our sweeply co-host Bobby C. Robert John Chastain of Robin Gohika fame.
Hey, man.
Caw though, because it's the Crow.
Oh yeah.
Get it? That's a Crow.
The Crow 2
I don't get it actually.
angle.
You know, if I was a crow, I'd hold a grudge against you for generations. I'd pass down my hatred of you to my children, and they'd pass it on to their children and grandchildren, and so on for as many grands as you live through.
Well, you can do that as a man.
You can do that as a Crow, though.
Right. Well, you know.
No, but I mean, like, you can hypothetically. What's stopping?
But
do you know what noise a crow makes?
But the idea is the crows. You know, I could have generations of ops bred because crows. You know.
Yeah, but Dan, listen.
They'll be able to make kids more quicker than my real human
more quicker,
kids.
Yeah.
More quicker, like
but Dan, real quick.
You tell me a story about how a bunch of kids went missing down by the lake. You know, they say when a soul isn't laid to rest properly, a crow can bring it back.
they say when a soul.
They say love is stronger than death.
They say
the world's your oyster, man, but oysters ain't for me, dude.
Whose bar is that?
Because
I know it.
You're the belle of the ball, but you ain't my cup of tea.
What is that? Oh, who is that?
I don't even know that one, actually.
They say the world's your oyster, man, but oysters ain't for me. I know that. I can't place it.
The ball, but I'm trying to remember more lyrics, because you'll get it when I say a certain line, unless you look it up right now.
Okay. Hey, everyone.
You're gonna be so pissed when you realize.
Hey, everyone.
What up?
Oh, it's and I like life at Patty's Pub. That was a Orange is the New Black reference.
Sure wasn't, but
so joining us today is our good friend Bobbin, and he's going to tell you for just a minute before we jump into the Crow Volume 2.
Pronounced Gohika.
He's going to tell, but just right before we jump into the Crow 2, he's going to tell you a little bit about his upcoming project, Bobbin Gohika. Bobbin, take it away.
Hi, I'm Bobby. I'm a costume designer. I guess I'm a producer, just general artist, and I'm making a project called Robin Gothica. It is a multimedia. It's a multimedia production. It spans multiple costumes, a photo shoot,
multiple
video shoot, right? Multiple. So sorry. It spans multiple costumes. It's a photo shoot. It's a video shoot. We have sets, props, lighting designers. It's basically kind of a TV value production, but in the form of kind of a photo shoot, just kind of for a cosplay. So it's really silly.
This is the same budget as Blade, the series, starring Sticky Fingers.
Don't disrespect Sticky Fingers.
Honestly, okay, now that you've said that,
when Deadpool 3 comes out,
now that you've said that,
Sticky Fingers.
No, what Dalton? Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number one. Don't discount yourself. It's greater than a TV value photo shoot.
Okay.
Number two.
Okay.
I'm really surprised they never made the Crow television series.
I think there is a TV. Is there a TV movie?
I think all of the movies outside of this, the two that we've seen, are TV movies.
Yeah, okay. Well,
but I'm surprised they never did like a sci-fi
Remember
series.
when we were looking at sequels on IMDb? There was a TV series. I remember that distinctly.
What?
There's distinctly? Did I say?
You sounded like you said distinct.
Oh yeah, it's
Distinctly.
the crow's
remember it,
stairway to
distinctly.
heaven.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
After 1 year being it's about Eric
This
Draven.
was the Eric Draven
Yeah.
one. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Mark
Eric Raven.
Dacascos plays Eric Raven. Interesting.
Yeah, Mark.
What network did this play on?
Spike TV, same as Blade the series.
It ran 22 episodes. One season, 22 episodes.
It's more than Blade the series.
Despite positive
Maybe.
reviews, the series was canceled after one season when Polygram was sold to Universal Studios, which decided not to continue it. The producers planned to make a television movie to wrap up the major loose ends from the cliffhanger in the end of the final episode, but it never materialized.
So regardless, the Crow we're talking about today.
Oh, it was aired on the Sci-Fi Channel in the United States and United Kingdom.
Good, great. I'm glad it did that.
Same as Blade the series. They could have crossed over, but they didn't.
Could have crossed over. Wow.
Yeah.
I like life
the
in
Crow.
Betty's Pub.
The city of angels.
Were there angels in the city?
Crows. Crows maybe are angels.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, if you count, because they referred to the Crow as an angel a couple times.
They refer to him as a city as well.
Great, thank you. Great.
I think they referred to him as Eric Raven and also
to him
Ashley J. Crowliams.
We should actually look up what his name is.
It was Ashe.
Yeah,
I know it was Ashe, but what was his
Crow?
But what was his actual Ashe Corvin?
His name is the Crow.
His name was Ashe Corvin.
Ashe Croven.
Crow Corvin?
No.
Crow Ashman.
Crash Bandicoot.
Before we jump into discussion, which we're going to do here in just a moment, I know I've been saying that a lot for the last 7 minutes. In fact, I've said that. Before we jump into discussion, go ahead and send this video to someone in your family who has previously had a heroin addiction but has gotten over that problem. It could be an uncle or an aunt, maybe a sibling or a parent even.
I don't know.
Someone who's
I don't
overcome
know.
a heroin addiction.
Yeah, I'm not personally going to endorse that one just because I don't know that I won't say something during this that might trigger them to relapse, and I don't want to be held responsible for that.
I don't like that either. I don't like either of those.
Also, you want them to relapse?
No,
is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm hearing.
I personally have a family member who I would send this podcast episode to, who has previously had a heroin addiction.
And see, I just wouldn't send it to that family member of yours. Because,
honestly,
I might say something that'll make them relapse.
Maybe.
I don't know.
My family member is doing pretty good. He's got a family now.
That's great. That's really great. Actually.
So I think for him, I don't think anything Daniel could say would make him relapse. Just like
if I held up like a dangling little like spirally eye and said, ooh, you want to shoot up so bad, like you think he'd be fine?
He'd probably be fine with that. Now, if you held up a little baggie of heroin, if you held up a little just like a little like
I shook it like a bag of dog treats, and you're trying to get your dog to come in the house,
Right? Yeah, that might get him, but I don't think if you just held up a little dangly eye. But yeah, go ahead and send this to a
heroin. I'm gonna say send this to a family member or friend. Probably gonna be an older person who looks like Iggy Pop because he's in this movie.
Good one, yeah.
Long thin Hogan hair and leathery Hogan skin. Yeah.
Send this to someone who loves motorcycles.
Oh,
good
motorcycles.
Answer.
Yeah, good answer.
And who loves lined lipstick. Because they didn't fill in the lips. They just outlined them.
They just outlined it. Go ahead and send this to someone you know who's just a real big fan of birds. Maybe they're a bird watcher.
Ooh.
Maybe they have a
Yeah.
pet bird, just a bird
Nice.
fanatic. You know,
Nice
go ahead and send this to
one,
them.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah, send this to a bird.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
like the
okay.
yeah,
like the way
you can
British
send it to
people
a
say
bird.
just
Yeah.
just a woman or just an actual bird. If somehow you've got a you know
People have
bird's
pet
aviary
birds.
cuckoo's
People have
Yeah,
pet
phone number.
birds.
Go ahead and if you do have a
Yeah, if
pet
you've got
bird,
a
go
pet
ahead and
bird,
put this
pop
podcast.
this in your
Yeah, sit it in
phone
their
or
cage.
laptop, whatever, you know. Maybe not in their cage. They might peck it and crack your screen.
If you're
But,
Rob,
you know, I might
McElhenney,
waggle my finger like this, and they think it's a worm, and they try and get it. So
if you're
again,
Rob,
don't want to be held
if you're
responsible.
Rob McElhenney, go ahead and play this for your wife.
Oh, sure,
You know,
sure.
just a little.
If your name is Rob, what up, Rob?
If your name is Rob, also just go ahead and play this for your wife.
Sure.
Hello,
send
Rob's
it to
wife.
someone
If you're Rob's wife, what up, Rob's wife?
Right.
Oh, so should we talk about the Crow City of Angels?
Bobbin
Mm,
sounded
no.
like he had one
Podcast.
more.
Oh, you
See,
got
I was
another
gonna round it off with send this to someone who loves Rob McKinley Gothica, but
one.
Oh,
See,
yeah, but nobody
it
knows
might
who
be
that is
late.
yet because your production. You're very early on in the promo.
mm,
We're your first stop, and nobody listens to this podcast.
right.
Yeah.
So
No, that's okay.
Except for
We're
Rob
good. We're doing so good.
maybe.
Rob McElhenney is listening to the podcast. He messaged me the
Right.
other day.
And his wife will at least listen to this episode because he'll show it to her.
That
Of course
reminds
we're gonna
me that Ice
He's a bird.
Spice, Mr. Beast, and John Cena all messaged me last week, and they
Really?
all were asking for money.
And they all said use a bitch.
They all said Robin Gothica sucks.
Yeah.
Ice Spice, Mr. Beast, and The Rock all said, "Hey, Bobbin, Robin Gothica sucks. You should have taken less inspiration from the Bird movie and taken more from Journey to the Center of the Earth 4."
4?
4? There's a fourth one?
No, I didn't mean
Wait.
Journey to the Center of the Earth. I meant to say Jumanji, and instead of 4, I
Oh,
meant to
sure,
say
that-
I
there
3.
think we
probably
should
is a
move on
fourth
into
one.
talking about the movie, maybe.
Yeah, it's been 12 minutes, Bobbin. Start breaking down the plot.
Let me
Yeah,
tell
so
you
what's
about
the
plot.
Crow City of Angels? So this whole city is made of angles?
Yeah.
Am I correct in assuming that?
I thought it
Was
had something to
presuming? I
do
never
with
noticed.
birds.
I think the birds are angular.
Interesting. I thought the birds were not real. I thought they were just a conspiracy theory.
No, because then who goes, caw?
Yeah, but they're robots. Robots can go
Caw.
caw.
No, I've
So,
never said.
in
I've
the
But
seen all-
hey,
I've
hey,
seen all them-
Bobbin,
I've seen all
Bobbin,
them
Bobbin, Bobbin,
Terminators.
Bobbin.
I've
So
seen
Bobbin,
all them
Bobbin,
Terminator
Bobbin,
movies
Bobbin.
except
Yeah,
the newest one.
Dalton, yeah.
Never once. There were about 1,000,001
Dalton?
robots in those. Never once did one of them go, caw. And if James Cameron doesn't know robots,
That's
who
good.
does?
That's good.
That is
actually.
good. That's
Wow.
good. What about cuckoo ka-cha? Cuckoo ka-cha?
See, we don't. No. Is that all you had? Is that it? This is a terrible podcast. Is this all you have to say?
No, we're gonna talk about the Crow City.
Oh,
of
actually, wait,
Angels.
I've got one
Really?
more.
Okay,
I've got
one
one more.
more.
You're just a chicken. Cheep, 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 cheep.
Actually,
Hey,
I've got
everybody,
a
it's
rebuttal.
me. It's me. I'm Tommy Wiseau. I'm the new Crow.
Joker. I've got one more. I've got one more.
Okay, go for it. I like it.
This, yeah.
There's a bird outside my window. Hold on, I gotta go kill it.
Oh,
I don't.
So,
Bobbin, tell us about the
Bobby,
Crow.
what is the
City of
Crow?
Angles.
City of angular birds about?
so in the city of monsters, in the
want
city of
angular
angels,
probably like a stork,
there's
right?
a man named Ashe, and he has a son named Danny, and they
Ash Corvin.
they witness
Ashley
some
Williams.
crime. They witness some
First
crime.
Yep.
And,
they see this crime going down.
They gotta
Wrong-
die
wrong
for
place,
it.
wrong
I
time.
guess. Yeah,
Wrong place, wrong dime.
it was
more
just kind
like.
of a circumstance.
Right, because he's a magician. He pulled the dime from behind the guy's ear.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
You can talk about the magic tricks because you're
Nope.
really excited about the magic.
Bobbin, you keep
I
going.
like
We'll
the
get to the
Bobbin.
magic tricks when the
I
magic
like the
tricks are
No. I'm saying we'll get there when we get there. But Daniel's
Right.
really excited about the magic.
I think we all were.
No, I
Yeah.
think it's just you two.
Well, I was just riffing. Yeah, well, that's
Okay.
more than 50% of us.
Oh,
So.
Right. That's
Right.
over half. You're the outlier here. Keep going.
Right.
Okay. So they get murdered and they're dead and they die.
Wait, they died?
They are
I didn't-
they're wrapped in rope and barbed wire and
And
thrown,
thrown
in
into the ocean. Yeah.
I must have missed
bay.
the part where they died.
Wow.
Well,
Oh.
it didn't come till later. This is not being told the way it's shown in the like
Right.
The Crow.
This one's being told
Crow.
much more chronologically than the first The Crow.
I mean, it's a little more, but
What a
we don't see the death that Bobbin's talking about until we see his
It's
dead
the
body
opening
in
scene
the
of the movie.
lake.
talking about how the movie's more chronological is making me
Opened on
kind of compare the
Will
two.
from the last Crow.
I kind of
It
compare
opens
the
it- so
two
it's
on like a
city shot, and
timeline.
It goes into her in the tattoo shop, don't it?
Uh-huh.
Well, no, after the credits, it jumps to him and his son being thrown in a lake.
Right.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah, no, because the credits were over the water, and it shows
Right.
it shows them drowning, but then it pans out from that, shows the city, focuses on
Right.
little girl from First Crow, who's a tattoo artist now, and then I think she sees a crow, and then the crow flies away, and then we see Ashley Crow in the water, and then we start getting the flashbacks, I think.
So yeah, something like that. There are not
And then
nearly as many.
he saws off the shotgun, and he goes groovy.
There's not nearly as many flashbacks in this movie as there are in the
Right.
first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ashe Corvin, him and his son are murdered because they witnessed something that we never we don't really know what it is. It's not really important.
Some crime, yeah.
Yeah, they witnessed a crime.
Did they show it, or did we just like miss it?
Guys.
I don't think they showed it.
I don't think they showed it. Yeah,
And
I
it
think
wasn't
they just
because it
showed
wasn't important.
Yeah, I mean, I think all Iggy Pop said as we're like talking about it, we're like, so why are they doing this? What happened? And he goes wrong place, wrong time, and just
Yeah,
then they
I
shoot
asked
them
the
about
question
50
verbatim. I
times.
was like, so why is it that they're being killed? And then
it's like,
you said,
I'm starting to waffle. I'm like, they said something vague earlier. It was like, they witnessed something and they can't leave witnesses alive.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong
You're
time.
in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
I'm on heroin and I got skin of a hot dog made of leather.
It was good. That was good. That was good. He kind of sounds like what's his name? What's the artist? The music artist. He kind of sounds like Kid Rock. He talks like Kid Rock.
Sure.
Hi, it's me. I'm Kid Rock.
It's me. I'm Kid Rock. I'm real sad. The Bud Light likes gay people, so I'm gonna cry about it on Twitter.
They could. I think he actually maybe sounds like Iggy Pop, perhaps.
Sort of.
Iggy Pop, Kid Rock. What's the difference?
Iggy Pop, more like Icky.
More like Icky Poop.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep waffling. Iggy Pop, more like Piggy Poop.
So after
Iggy
he
Pop,
gets
more like Piggy Slop.
Ooh.
He's cooking. Bobbin, keep cooking on the plot here.
So okay.
I don't know, bro. You tell me.
Hey, I'm Drake. Where the 13-year-olds at?
I got that one.
I don't like that. I don't like that bit. I don't know if I like that bit.
I don't get that.
Hey, Bobbin, keep breaking down the plot of
Oh,
The Crow
good.
2 City of
So
Ankles.
we meet the young girl from the first film.
Wait, Drake
she's a
is here?
tattoo.
Drake.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going to say that. It was so close after the Drake bit.
Okay.
How can I help myself?
So we meet the young girl from the first film. She's a tattoo artist. She's got cool tattoos on her back.
Wings on her back.
She's got wings on her back. It's cool.
Everybody say OV
Sort of like a
ho.
crow.
Everybody say
OV crow. Crow v crow. Yo, Crow v crow? That's this movie.
That's like the ending of this movie. So
That shit looked like I drank the blood of the crow and consumed your power.
Wait, we'll get there.
Yeah, sorry, we'll get there.
What's up with
Ash
Crows trying to
Croven.
see Compton?
Shut up.
So Ashley Croven, he's like, he's
Please, Ashley J. Croven.
right. He's back from the dead to avenge his son, and
The evil dead.
he rises from the dirt as a new man, as the crow, as Ash.
He rises out of the
Croven.
water like Jesus.
Right. Oh, you're right. I forgot.
He rises out of the water like Jesus after he was killed by Judas.
It was very
It was
silly.
the drug
Yeah,
lord.
it
of
was
this
a
movie
little.
named
It was a
Judas.
little on the nose, maybe.
You guys get that one?
You'll get that one on the ride home.
Bit of a thinker, you'll probably get it on the ride home.
Yeah, that's a refrigerator moment. Actually, that's what you call. That's what you call a midnight. Oh, anyway. So he gets resurrected. Gosh, and
He gets resurrected.
And then I think the girl, what's her name, Bobby? Because I thought her name was Danny in the first movie, but then
Her name is
that's the kid's name.
Crowlette.
her name
not-
is
no, what-
her name
what is
not
it?
The Crow.
Crowlette.
What is? Because when it was said, you recognized it.
Is
I
it?
remember
No, it's in the film version they changed the name of the girl. I think she's not Shelly. Shelly's the
Sarah?
girlfriend of
that.
Sarah.
Sarah, yes.
Yeah.
Sarah is
I definitely didn't Google that.
the, yeah. So yeah, Sarah had followed the crow that flew to
She said,
to Ashley.
that's my
Croven.
old friend. Eric.
you remind me of my friend.
my old friend.
Eric Raven the Crow.
You
Not
remind me of my old
Raven,
friend.
He was the crow.
You remind me
She
of
looked-
my
she looked-
friend
she looked
Ash
right at the camera
Croven.
and she said for Brandon and Eliza. You like that one? A man died, Dalton. Right. A man died. It's only been 30 years. Show a little respect. Right?
I mean, this is just like 9/11. Never forget.
Come on, dude. Don't laugh at 9/11, man. I was there, dude. I walked through the blood and the bones looking for my brother, man.
Look, all I'm saying is 9/11 type beat. Kaboom, kaboom.
Can we be done with
kaboom,
it,
boom,
please?
boom,
Can we be done
boom,
with
kaboom.
Are we over?
This
No,
whole
it's cool. This is
episode may
this
be
is
over,
set up,
Bob.
this is
but
set
we're
up for
only-
next week. You'll
Yeah.
see.
No, what? We're watching 9/11 documentaries.
So
The crow. The crow chews
Sarah.
the ankles.
Sarah, she goes to the dock of the bay where Otis Redding was
Sitting on
sitting.
the dock of the bay.
And
Letting
there
out
was
a
no
living.
sunshine. There was no sunshine because his woman was gone, and it's
Right.
always
Ain't
nighttime
no
in this city.
sunshine when she
There's
gone.
never once day in this city.
Ain't never once
But,
day in this city.
But she goes to the she goes to the dock and she sees him rise out, and then
She sees him comically jump out of the water with bubbles.
right. And then something happens, and
9/11.
she gives him a little costume. She paints him up with the crow makeup.
That
9/11
was
happens.
a little
They
silly.
hit the
Hard
Pentagon.
costume. No,
Like
the
the
suit
no,
up
the costume-
sequence. It was
it-
The
no,
sequence
crazy.
was
no,
thick.
the
It was
suit- I was-
more
I was not fully in. I wasn't fully into the movie. I was like, okay, it's got some cooler, bit bigger budget. It looks a little better.
This
But
is a good
I
time to
wasn't
talk
feeling it
about
until the
this.
suit up scene.
It's a good time to talk about this, Bob. And me and you, I think
Talk
I
about
made the
the
comparison
Batman
first,
Forever
and
of
then
it all.
you like solidified it because you're a bigger nerd than me. This
True.
movie to me kind of instantly, upon seeing the landscape and the miniatures and whatever, it reminded me of if the first one was the two Tim Burton Batman movies, this one felt like Batman Forever, a movie which me and you both like, but general audiences kind of hate.
Yeah.
And I can't really maybe you can do a better job at placing why, but it definitely reminded me of that.
So where I kind of found that comparison was partially in the scale and partially in the elevated style. Not elevated in terms of better, but style in terms of
Like literally larger. It looked like a
yeah.
larger.
It looked much bigger, yeah.
If you
Maybe a little too
remember,
big even.
what?
Right.
Okay,
It
well,
would probably hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the city looks like it would hurt.
City looks like it's angular.
Yo, wait. Say that again.
Say that one more time.
Our podcast is insufferable.
Yo, who the fuck is listening to this shit?
Bobbin, why did you choose this to promote your project?
good thinking. I don't know.
Yo, I'm sorry to any Rob's wife out there that's listening to this. My bad, man. I didn't know it was gonna be this bad when I told Rob.
Why did you choose to sit on this dock of the bay?
Well, that's the one he was resurrected on. So Nancy Sarah.
That's where the tide rolls away.
Yeah.
Right, Nancy Reagan, the throat goat of Hollywood.
This is
rest in peace,
legitimately
Guru.
insufferable.
Shakira went to the dock and recovered.
Shakira.
Shaquille O'Neal from Steel.
Can we watch that now?
But yeah, no. To get back on track, to get us back on track here,
It's a shitty '90s superhero movie sweep.
I think it's on our list.
Catwoman and something else.
This movie.
I lied. I don't want to watch Catwoman.
It very much feels like Batman Forever in that it's trying to do a similar thing that its predecessor did, but in a slightly different, more mass consumerably way.
Yeah,
right.
It's definitely made more for mass consumption than the first one is. For me, that's a benefit because I didn't like the first one, and I can consume this one in small, easy to eat bites.
Consume. I love to consume.
Because the first one was not my cup of tea, as made famous by last week's episode that I'm going to get right through the coals for. Even though it hasn't.
You're gonna get what?
I think you're giving our engagement, our reach, a little too much credit.
No, next week's is gonna be the one that blows up. I can feel it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get 1 million views.
Yeah,
and everyone's gonna just be calling you a litany of slurs in the comments.
Probably.
Nice.
I prefer this one in the same way. I don't prefer Batman Forever to.
Right, chat, hit him with the litany of slurs. My fault.
I don't prefer Batman Forever
actually.
to either of the Burton movies. I don't think. But
I do.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I love those first two Burton movies, especially Batman, the second Batman Returns.
It's weird with all the Michael Gough Alfred Batman movies / Pat Hingle Commissioner Gordon Batman movies. I like them all for different reasons because I'm one of the few. You guys are in the small minority of Batman Forever enjoyers. I'm in the tiny minority of Batman and Robin enjoyers. So
we should for sure do that with Bobbin on the sweep. Anyway,
yeah,
back to the point. This movie has a different sauce than the last movie.
It's true.
I
Very
like
true.
this movie sauce better, bro.
The sauce was more.
But it's a different kind of
This
sauce.
movie
you know?
sauce is mustard, and I love mustard.
It's not
I'm not a
mustard.
mustard
It's
guy.
not a real
I
sauce.
put
It's a
mustard on.
hypothetical.
It's not. That's the thing. It's not real sauce. You know.
It's a hypothetical.
Last week's movie was mayonnaise.
How many
it
times
was
do you
not
think the sauce isn't
mayonnaise.
real?
Just let me
The
speak.
sauce is not
Just let me
real.
speak. The Crow.
I don't like it when you do
The
that.
Crow one is mayonnaise, a sauce that I don't care for, but most people do. This week's movie is mustard, a sauce that's less people like, but I love.
Man, shut up, man. Man.
Sauce, bruh.
Man, shut up,
That's just
man.
what
Man.
sauce is like, man.
Shut up, baby. Shut up, baby.
We
Dick.
are half an hour into this podcast discussion.
So, have we talked about anything past when he suits up? Has he killed anyone yet?
So
'Cause he
actually,
kills at least 3 people because there were 3.
He kills 4 people.
Right. Well, one of the really the crow killed all the crows killed the last ones.
That's
the last
true,
one.
but we'll get there.
But he I distinctly remember 3 because there were the 3
Crows.
The crow imagery visuals symbolism which were cool if not
A little on the
stupid and pointless. Yeah.
what I thought was very cool was his
The Crow.
very Joel Schumacher reminiscent suit up scene, followed by a motorcycle scene, which went kind of crazy. Surprisingly, like the crow on a motorcycle
was the highlight.
The
of this
motorcycle
movie,
is
I think.
awesome.
Never call it the motorcycle. Never do
No,
that.
he
Don't ever do
rides
that.
along. He rides with it along. The crow flies along with him, and he's got the duster trench coat, so it's split in the back, and it's blowing in the wind. It looks awesome.
It's blend.
The crow. It shows the crow vision. He crows all over the place.
The Crozian.
I'll corrode you. So who's the first person he crows?
Michael
Crows.
Crow is French. Also, we haven't mentioned that.
Yeah,
He's
he is French.
He is not a
He's
real
like
person. He is
Le
French.
Crow. And he
Right.
looks he acts like Brendan Fraser.
He
Does
does. He does have a sort of Brendan Fraser mannerism to it, and maybe it's just the hair. Like he's got a longer, bigger version of Brendan Fraser's '90s hair.
No, I
By
think
which I mean a
he's
middle
Brendan
part.
Fraser is very much a face actor.
Yeah,
And this
he does.
guy,
This guy's a face actor. He's got he's very emotive. You know, Brandon Lee was very stoic in his portrayal of the Crow.
I said this during
he would show emotions. He would have like he would smile, or he would make a funny face or whatever. But it was subtle, and it was
not to the same extent as
right. This guy every other frame he's got a different expression, and it's fun. I really like his Crow, and it works because it's a different character. He's a magician.
Right. He is a different character, and we'll talk
he's
about
not
that in a
Eric
second.
Raven. He's Eric Croven.
I mentioned this while we were talking about it to you. I think Bobbin was gone at this point. Imagine this movie, but with Brandon Lee.
Right.
Yeah, that would.
It would have really, number one, it would have set this well above what it is. Number two,
True.
It would have been really funny if they had kept the same plot, and that's what they'd done for like all the Crow sequels. It was Brandon Lee playing a different version of the Crow.
It would make all the movies
but
better.
all
for
meant
sure.
to be like
it would
like
for sure make the
supposed to be
movies better. I think it
it'd
would
be
have
awesome.
made this one better regarded than the first one, but that's a whole other discussion.
Besides that, if you swap the endings, yes.
The ending, for sure.
If you swap the endings,
we will get there.
We'll get there. So so this guy, he's very emotive. He kills the first person. He leaves the glass in the shape of a crow. And
Right.
then
or it just lands like that,
or it just maybe it's
who
maybe
knows?
the
Who
crow
cares? It looks-
rearranged it like beak at a time.
Maybe the city of crows /
I think it's
angles. Well, the crows are angular, second most angular bird after storks, but that's a discussion for another day.
Pigeons. I guess pigeons are pretty round.
Not that angular.
Chickens are
round.
pretty angular, though. like a
Chickens are round
rooster.
as hell.
I mean, they're bodies, but you look at a rooster's little like spiky thing on top of his head. That's like 6 angles right there.
Wow.
It's not that spiky though. It's rounded. If
That's
you like,
cool.
it's. I mean, it's kind of pointy, but
It's
it's
pointy, dude.
at the end of the day, it's.
You can keep arguing this all you want, but number one,
It's
it's
got a
not
little club.
important. Number two,
Well, none of this is.
so yeah, so the crow basically the bad guy of this movie, his name is Judas. Get it?
Right. I think it's Judah actually.
Oh, you're right.
But
It's Judah.
might as well.
Judah,
be,
also a biblical name, also one of the betrayers of the Bible.
Sure.
Um,
so either way.
Well, either way, not the person who executed Jesus, but it is the kingdom of Israel in which split from the original kingdom of Israel to do its own thing.
So basically what we learned through flashbacks is that that Judah hired or ordered this hit on Eric, not Eric, Ashley Croven and little boy Danny, because they witnessed something criminal and no witnesses. So it was the guy
Michael Povich.
the guy with the bald
Sorry?
who the bald guy who was he had the wig and he was jerking off in the jerk off room.
Bald guy.
Thomas Jane?
Was that Tom Jane?
Yeah.
That's wild. My fault.
Okay, so Tom
I don't
Jane,
recognize Tom Jane when he got
Tom
a
Jane,
stupid wig on.
Maury
My bad.
Povich, and Brenda Song are the ones who execute Ash Corbin and his son.
Right.
Those are the names we're going with.
Why?
Maury Povich sounds like the guy's name, the actor who I can't remember, who was a funny name, who was a funny actor. Bald guy, and Brenda Song, because the chick doesn't look like Brenda Song in most things, but looks like Brenda Song specifically in The Social Network.
Well, like the Social Network chick, except her ass was twice as thick. But
Man.
are you referring to Iggy Pop when you say Maury Povich?
Yes.
Is that
Yes,
what you mean?
correct.
Those are the two names that are similar.
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool.
Iggy Pop,
same page,
aka
yeah.
Maury Povich, the Social
Sure.
Network chick, aka Brenda Song, and then whoever the other guy was.
Tom Jane.
Right, Thomas
From
Jane.
Arrested Development.
Right, from Arrested. Probably. You know what I mean? He's a celebrity in Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably got arrested. We got to wrap this up.
I'll wrap you up, tie a bow on you.
Ooh.
Bobbin, speed run the rest of
he-
the plot real quick. Me and Daniel are
Yeah,
both
I
gonna
got
be
it.
very quiet.
He killed Tom Jane in the strip club because he was jerking off,
And it was awesome. That was my favorite scene in the movie.
He was
for
jerking
sure.
off, and it cuts. It goes black because he didn't put the quarter in, and then he
It
puts
shows
it back in.
that
the crow's
scene, and
there,
I think all three of us were like, "I don't like this."
it
and
was went on for way too long,
And he was sweaty.
Showed-
He was
showed-
so
showed
sweaty.
you- Showed like a close up of his face while he's sitting there stroking his shit. He got lotion on his shit, you know.
Maybe I don't even think they provided him lotion.
I know
for
he
those
was probably
quarters.
going
Yeah,
raw, but
probably rubbing the skin. He was probably uncircumcised though.
But yeah, so it kept going, and it was uncomfortable, but it was worth it because you know it was cool.
My
this
favorite
movie's
scene
a
in
lot
the
like
movie, I
Blade.
think.
Maybe the actual fight wasn't as cool as the intro and him jumping through the glass. It was just him kind of throwing him around a bunch of barrels, and then he lit him on fire and said some cool line or something.
Some cool
Dalton
crow stuff.
smoking plastic.
It's metal this time.
Oh, good. Then Iggy Pop sees that, and he's like, "Oh, my thing looks like a crow. How'd that happen? I'm
Whose
pissed
thing
about
looks like a
that.
crow?
Now we're good." Maury Povich. And so then he's pissed because they go after Sarah because she did the tattoo. And then what happens? Bobby.
Crow's going after the gang.
Crow,
man.
he's
Crow-
crowing,
He's
bro.
getting everyone.
Crow
He's
is
crowing
crowing
everyone.
around. Does he go after Iggy Pop next and then Judah?
No, I think it's Maury Povich is the last
next-
one. He goes after Brenda
Right, because
Song.
he dies in the water. Yeah, it was
Brenda Song.
Brenda Social Network. Yeah,
Then Maury Povich, then Judah Smith.
right.
Judah Smith is a reference neither of you guys would understand. I don't know why I made it. Judah Smith is a pastor.
I don't care.
He's like a
Right.
celebrity. He's Justin Bieber's pastor, actually.
That's
so don't care,
awesome.
but
Wow.
good for him. Good for both
Hmm.
hymns.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we Brenda's song. I don't remember. They had a little fight.
She's the one who
she said-
sang him a lullaby.
Right. Yeah. She said something, and then he rebutted it, but I don't remember the line. I wish I did, but he changed like the word she said to die. He was like it's like, do you have the time to die, or something stupid? But it was cool.
It was
great.
some kind of lullaby. It wasn't important. It was kind of cool.
But she does. She gets thrown out the window. I predicted that.
You did.
He
You said
shafted her.
she's gonna get shafted. This is I don't love the one-liners in this,
Mm.
and this movie feels very one-liner heavy.
It's a more inline superhero movie, is what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
I could have
Which
done
doesn't
without
feel
because I
right.
like this a lot. I don't love the just like, oh, it's
It's
one
growing
fish,
time.
two fish, red fish, die fish. You know, like I'm not like
I liked that one. I forgot about that one.
I made
That
that
was
up.
good. The
That's
one
not in the
one
movie.
crow, one. No, he was going to one crow,
Oh,
two
yeah.
crow. He
One
was doing
crow,
that.
you're a hoe. Two
Yeah.
crow, you're my bro.
That was
Three
good. And
crow,
then he
time
beat,
to
beat
die,
the guy,
or
he beat
whatever.
the guy with his coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I don't love that. There's a balance between
I
these two
did love
movies. For me, and this is my personal preference. There's a balance between The Crow and The Crow 2 that I think is almost a perfect movie of this genre.
I see I say he's cooking.
And this doesn't get it. This is a little too far on the like normie Hollywood side, comic book movie east side. The first Crow is too on the indie, weird, grungy side. I think something right between the two of them. In the same way that like in the same way that there's something, and when we got it, but I'll explain. There's something between Batman Returns and Batman Forever that's a perfect Batman movie. Now, that happens to be
Ooh.
Batman 89, and we got that.
Nope. Anyway.
Okay,
Sorry.
but you see what
My
I'm saying?
bad.
Like that's
I
like a
I
step
put that the other
between
way
those
around.
two.
If I'm,
But
I put Returns is the one that's a step between the two. I think.
you think
Yeah.
Returns is between 89 and Forever? Returns is the weird one.
Yeah, and Forever
Anyway,
is like
what you're
not
saying.
as weird technically.
Right. Well, and this is not as weird, but
Well, then wouldn't Forever be between 89 and Returns if it's a mix of the
not
the weird?
necessarily.
'Cause I think Returns is less weird than Forever.
Yes, that's
Um,
my. You think Returns is less weird than Forever?
Yeah.
The one with a mutant penguin man running for mayor?
Forever is more freaky.
Okay. We need to do
Forever
this
is more
movie. Maybe I just haven't seen him in a long time. But anyway, you get
Only
my
pro
point.
debate.
It's super weird.
My point is between the Crow
but
1 and the
those aren't
Crow
the movies
2.
we're talking about.
Between the Crow 1 and the Crow 2, there's like a perfect little niche grunge weird revenge movie about a crow possessing a man. And
Man, you built like a perfect niche grunge revenge movie about a crow possessing a man.
That's true. We just
Is it?
yeah, it is. Look at me. Look.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
We're looking.
But we didn't quite get it. Maybe it's The Crow 3. I don't know.
I doubt it, but-
No.
Maybe it
but
could be.
we'll
though.
get
Maybe it's the
there.
Crow Stairway to Heaven.
Maybe.
Maybe that's the
Honestly,
one.
you could be right. So
Maybe it's The Crow 4 with Edward Furlong.
maybe. Hey, honestly, maybe it's the Crow remake that looks horrible.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's Bill Skarsgård Crow.
I
Maybe
like
it's
Bill
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård, but anyway, my
Yeah.
point being, like, I don't love this movie. I prefer City of Angels to the first Crow.
City of Angels.
City of Angels, I do, and I don't remember what point we're at in the plot, but I this
Some point. He killed social network chick's
Right.
ass was twice as thick.
right. There, but that being said, there's some stuff in this that leans a little too heavy into the, like, we have to over explain everything Hollywood type
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
And there's none of that in the first one, and maybe a little, like, underdeveloped in the explanation. But yeah,
Right, so the girl Sarah, she gets taken. There was the BDSM room that also had a beetle that was
True.
called
was-
that
it was tied
Beetle
up.
Shout out
ESM.
that beetle.
yeah, I won't, but I
The
think it
beetle was
the
tied to a
beetle.
string. I think
Get
that's
on
the
the
thing.
beetle.
The beetle is tied to a string. The string is tied to a nipple.
Yeah, okay, who cares? It's a
I
weird
think
kinky
we
sex
saw that.
room.
I think we saw that on
weird
the what was that
dungeon in
YouTube channel we watched a long time ago? But the weird sex guy.
Sorry.
You
What?
remember the guy who like disappeared? He
No.
like went to
the
Japan.
Pocket Pussy reviewer guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah. Sure.
I think
So yeah,
he
so
talked
the
about
girl
the
the
nipple
girl
thing.
gets taken and she's locked like in or around this BDSM room and I think at the same time she's getting taken is when Ashley Croven he's fighting Iggy Pop. He's chasing him down on the motorcycle. It's a cool little motorcycle chase scene. The crow sits on his shoulder.
True. The crow does sit on his shoulder.
Oh, it's sick.
Important.
And then he
Is it important? Yeah, it's important.
yeah, it's important. Then he gets off his motorcycle in the tunnel, and Iggy Pop drives at him, and he shoots his bike with a shotgun, and it fucking explodes.
That's true. He did do that. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's great. And then he, Iggy Pop gets blown and killed, and he drags he says something about
He says he
does
just
he
got
does the
crowed.
magic trick. It's the river Styx ferryman thing.
Who did
pulls
he
his
do
coin.
the
That was a good
dime
one. I
behind
liked
the ear?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a stupid magic trick,
It was great.
but it's awesome.
We haven't really talked about the magic other than at the beginning, but he does magic throughout the movie. He does a card trick. The first guy does something.
Well,
something
and it's
with
kind of it's set up from the beginning because he does magic with his son.
right.
And
he's like an amateur magician or something.
Right. Maybe he could be a
No,
professional
he's-
magician for all we know. We
Could be,
really
could be,
know
yeah.
very little about him.
Right.
We just know him and his son do magic together. And so having
Sure.
him do magic, the card trick one was my favorite. He walks up to him and he's like, pick a card. And then his card happens to be the card right after the guy's. And so that means he gets to kill him. It's a little Two-Face type thing. I loved that.
Sure. Yeah.
Like it's great.
But yeah, so he puts Iggy Pop in the water, and a bunch of homeless people throw roses, and it makes the crow symbol. Because why not?
Right.
Because he's the crow. Because it's the city of crows, and he's the crow. And then
that was the stupidest. The crow symbol.
At some point, the Duke of New York, Judas, Old Spice guy, he figures out that if you catch the crow, if you kill the crow, you stop the crow, the man.
He's got a
And
little
also,
like Dune.
also apparently, if you drink the crow's blood, you get the crow's power.
He's got a little like Dune style witch.
Right, he does have his little Bene Gesserit.
Gesserit. who like
Who? Yeah, she's the one that tells him that, but then she also betrays him at the end. But we'll get
well,
to that.
they kind of set her up like she's not. She's telling him this stuff, but it feels like she's forced. I got that from her body motion and movement early on, so her betraying didn't come that out
Sure,
of the blue to me.
I guess. Yeah,
But
I guess I just
also, I
didn't
mean,
get it
I'm
from
wearing a
her. It just
monocle.
looked like a. Yeah,
Did you
should you be
notice?
though?
Did you notice that?
So yeah, so he goes to this it's like some cathedral drug empire dungeon room tower in the city, and he's also all of this is happening during Day of the Dead
Yes,
celebration.
Ooh, yeah.
yeah,
Day,
that's from
Day
the
of the
very
Dead,
beginning.
Dia de los Muertos. There's yeah, dead stuff,
There is
and
dead stuff.
a lot of dead stuff. Yeah, and there's like a big festival at the base of this tower where it's all going down. So he's climbing the tower, and there's they catch the crow because the crow flew to the girl and fell into the trap. And
The crow was one of the ones that flew through the cuckoo's nest.
I think it flew over actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what
So
I've
can
heard.
we wrap up plot? Can we wrap
I
up
mean, we're
plot?
I'll wrap you up,
close.
tighten your
Yeah. I
bow,
mean, we're
man.
close to the end of the plot.
So then the crow gets caught and gets pinned as he's climbing. They stab it, and he gets stabbed, and he gets stabbed, and then
And
he
when
gets
it gets
stabbed.
stabbed in the wing, Ash Graven just goes, "Oh, my
Ash
hand!"
Frozen. Yeah, and this one is this one I guess is different from the first crow, where if the crow dies, the man
Right.
dies.
The link is confusing. Yeah.
This one, the crow
Well, does
dies.
the
He just
crow die
loses
in
his
the
crow
first one
power.
though? Because I don't think we ever see the crow
No,
die.
but
So I guess it could be we don't see it, so the mythology is inaccurate.
sure. At the end of the day, it's not
Because
important.
they
But
also say in this one that if the crow dies, the man dies, and he doesn't.
right. They also
Mm.
say in this that he can't feel pain, and
Right.
Brandon Lee seemed like he was feeling pain. But again, it's not important. He climbs the building, then the crow gets stabbed, so he falls off into a bunch of flowers, and then some crowing stuff happens.
This is the worst part of the movie.
Right. This is about where it gets bad, and where we started trying to rewrite the ending. But
Bobbin,
yeah,
you wanna describe the ending real
ends.
quick?
So the crow
I have
Ashley
drank
Croven.
his blood, and now I have the crow's power.
So Crow does a show off, does a standoff with the imposter Crow who drank.
The
He'll
Duke of
tell
New
you
York.
this in the movie. He drank the blood of the crow, so now he has the powers of the crow. And then Ashley Croven, the real crow, comes out and he summons birds onto the enemy, the evil crow, and then we're good and everything's fine.
Yeah.
Everything is there's no
Yeah.
consequence and like nothing happens.
Yeah, there's like yeah, there's like a little bit of a fight between them. He hangs him from the lamppost, and then somehow from that he gets the oh yeah no, it was Sarah. She stabs him with the knife from the Bene Gesserit.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And yeah, and then
How could I
oh,
forget
and
about that?
it's set up because she's a tattoo artist. She's also she's been working on this painting that's appearing to her in her dreams, which it's some guy holding a girl in a white dress.
Oh,
she's
who
dying.
could that be?
People. I wonder what that is. But yeah, so the guy gets stabbed, but doesn't do anything because he got crow powers. Then he gets stabbed again. He still has crow powers. Then the crow summons a million crows, and they go through his stomach and then into his stomach,
Right.
and they
Right.
crow him to death. And
They cross dissolve him.
and I guess before that he had stabbed Sarah with the knife because she dies.
She
'cause the
attacked
pain-
him. He took the knife out of himself and
Right.
stabbed her. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he got stabbed like on the thing where he was like stuck and he got crowed. And then it pretty much just ends.
Yeah. I mean, they do the
he,
voiceover
he
thing that they did in the
there's the
first
voiceover.
movie.
He takes her body to like her house. I guess it's like a little funeral looking thing, and then
And then
rides
that's
off
the
on his
Crow
motorcycle.
too, City of
Like
Crow.
him and his
They
son, and then
do.
the
Yeah, that's right.
crow and
They
the
have him ride off into the They don't do the thing that the first movie did where he dies once he's completed his
right.
mission.
But they also at the end they show him like with his son, like
Right.
in ambiguous,
Yeah,
unspecified.
they do that,
presumably
but they
after
also
death
have him
location.
ride off like it's the end of the
It's
Dark
like he's like
Knight.
riding off into the
Like
sunset
he's
on his
about to go fight
bike.
more crows.
Right. He's about to summon more crows through his stomach.
That's the Crow too, from a plot
Yeah.
That's
perspective.
Crow, City of Angle.
Angles, yeah.
So I really do. I would recommend this one if you've always avoided it because you've heard bad things about the Crow sequels. Personally, and I'm gonna let Bobbin and Daniel talk as both people who like the first Crow movie because I don't like the first one. I liked this a lot. This movie had the thing. This movie did what the first movie didn't for me, in that it gave me that sort of weird gothic stylized whatever, but from a flavor that's very palatable to
from an
me.
easy to consume way.
Right.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. And I know a lot of people didn't. I think this has like a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is criminally
Yeah, it's
low.
really cruel. Yeah, this is a decent movie. This is
It
definitely
is. It's
Yeah,
very
it's a good one.
decent.
It's very fun. And I was talking shit at the beginning because I didn't like it from the beginning, other than the cool stylized city. I wasn't rocking with it, and then they brought back the girl from the Crow, the first Crow. I was like, oh, that's silly and stupid. That's dumb. But then she was somewhat important to the plot,
It
and
was
she
good. Yeah, and it worked.
died,
They
and
paid it
it was
off, and they
it was
told a
you know, I'm
story.
not gonna say it wasn't stupid because
Yeah, for
it
sure,
was still
it's
stupid.
very
She
corny.
she
It's
painted
very
her own death. It
silly.
was dumb as hell.
Well,
But
and it's very corny, and this whole movie's very silly, and it's very
right,
schlocky.
it's yeah,
But it
and that's
feels to me, this to me feels like what I would have preferred the first Crow to be, which is it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's got some cool action beats. The designs are cool. It's got this nice overall aesthetic.
yeah. And he
But
wears a crop top.
right, he wears a crop top.
True.
But
He's
that
like
being
That
leather.
said, it's
costume is
not
great.
Awesome, yeah.
great, but
No.
I like it.
I think it works very well. What I was going to say, it works well as a sequel to the Crow, to the first Crow, because it's a sequel to the
Right.
first
I
Crow.
wonder if that's no, wait. Do you think it was done on purpose?
As a sequel.
Bobbin,
about
what are your like kind of
but it
final
does
thoughts?
now. Like if you're a crow enjoyer,
If you're a crow head.
the comic or the Brandon Lee film, 'cause
or
you
the
like the Crow,
bird.
or just the bird, yeah. But yeah, if you you get a hankering for the Crow, so you watch the Crow, and then you want to watch more of the Crow, but you don't want to watch the Crow Stairway to Heaven. Watch the Crow City of Angels. It's fun, even if the
Or
fight scenes aren't as good.
If you're like
Crow's not as
me
cool.
and your friends keep talking about the Crow, and you didn't
Right.
like it, and you have a hankering to watch the Crow, watch this one. You might like it.
Or maybe you should watch the Crow Stairway to Heaven. Maybe you'll like that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Haven't
'Cause
seen
I'll
it.
never watch
I
it.
might.
Or maybe
So-
I will. I don't know.
So what are we doing next week?
Bobbin, well, first you got to give your final thoughts on the Crow City of
Oh,
Angels.
okay. I was just at
Ghouls?
My final thought on this movie is that it's good. You should watch it if you are into that sort of thing,
Need a
that type
movie.
of gothic anti-hero. I think it definitely scratches that itch of like a Daredevil, a Matrix type of movie. Maybe not made. You get what I'm
Edgy
saying.
man in leather.
Yeah, edgy man in leather. It scratches that itch. It's a good flick. I mean, just if you're in the mood for that, you'll have a really good time. Yeah, it's good. It's a good movie.
And with that being said, next week, and we talked a little bit about Rotten Tomato scores just moments ago. Do you guys remember what I said that the Rotten Tomato score of this movie was?
14.
Sure, don't.
14 was the correct answer. Next week we're watching
I got it right. What do I
Crow 3 Salvation from 2000,
Crow 3
which
Salvation.
fascinatingly enough has
Or
an
do you?
18 is
Do
more
you get to watch
positively
that?
reviewed than this one.
I'm not my.
Do you get to watch that?
We'll see.
We'll see what happens next week when we watch the
We'll
Crow
see.
3 Salvation. Make sure you tune in.
Will.
This has been a great
Thanks for
episode of
watching
the podcast.
the
Hey,
Semi-Crow
Bobbin,
Film Show.
before we
Hey.
hop off, just tell us a little bit more, one more time, about your project, Robin Gothica.
Yeah, can you tell
Hey,
what it's called? What Robin? What's it called? Robin Gothic.
How do you pronounce it?
You say Gothica, like we've been saying.
See, I always
Oh, so
thought
you
that
mean
it was
Gothic.
Gothic.
Okay. So I'm still making a big
Still?
production called
Really? It's
Robin
taking you
Gothica.
this long?
Yeah, I'm just still going.
Hurry
It's
up,
been like an
man.
hour, dude.
Fucking amateur hour over here, dude.
It's going great. You should follow it on Instagram, Robin Gothica. Follow me on Instagram. I'm designed by Bobby. And yeah,
Remember,
man,
it's spelled Gothica, even though it's pronounced Gohika.
it's I
See
don't.
that I combined them.
I like that. That was good. Robin, keep
That's
going.
about it. Thank you. Yeah, that's it.
And you said it's got multiple platforms like Donkey Kong.
No,
Well,
just the
Oh.
one.
Oh. But it is pronounced Gothic.
well, yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching.
We'll see you
That's
on
a
the
good
next
spot to end it.
episode.
Why not go with Cast?
When we watch the
Pod-
Crow 3 Self-Crows.
The semi-crow film crow. What?
The chrome,
Sorry.
crow. Could the crow from the crow?
Right.
Crow.
All right, I'm heading
Crow
out.
green.
And
Good
we'll
night,
see you
guys.
guys next time.